Have you ever wondered about the incredible treasures of our world? In this travel video, we're going to explore 56 of the world's most endangered UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Each of these sites is a must-see destination with profound historical and cultural value. While some may currently be inaccessible due to war or conflict, their importance remains immense. Join us as we cover each site, revealing their unique beauty and the urgent threats they face. From ancient ruins that whisper stories of lost civilizations to breathtaking landscapes at risk, these treasures are under threat from various dangers. At the end of the video, we'll provide you with 10 practical ways to visit these sites responsibly and contribute to preserving our global heritage. Discover how you can make a positive impact while exploring these extraordinary destinations. But before we begin, if you enjoy discovering new places, please click the like button and subscribe for more travel adventures. And don't forget to comment below which UNESCO World Heritage Sites you love the most. Afghanistan. Cultural landscape and archaeological remains of the Bamiyan Valley, 2003. Discover the impressive Bamiyan Valley, famous for its giant Buddha statues carved into cliffs centuries ago. This UNESCO World Heritage Site showcases the area's rich Buddhist history and offers beautiful views of the surrounding landscape. Unfortunately, the site is in danger. Ongoing conflicts have led to vandalism, with past attacks destroying some of these ancient treasures. The current instability continues to threaten what remains, making its preservation a significant concern. Minaret and archaeological remains of Jam, 2002. Admire the Minaret of Jam, a remarkable 65-meter-tall tower standing alone in a remote valley. Built in the 12th century, this UNESCO site is known for its intricate Islamic design and historical importance. The minaret features detailed brickwork and inscriptions that tell stories of its past. However, it faces serious risks from natural erosion, frequent floods, and its isolated location, which makes it hard to reach and maintain. Austria. Historic Center of Vienna 2017. Experience the Historic Center of Vienna, known for its grand buildings and lively cultural scene. Highlights include the Hofburg Palace, the stunning St. Stephen's Cathedral, and the elegant Vienna State Opera. This UNESCO World Heritage Site reflects Vienna's rich history and imperial past, but modern development is threatening its charm. New construction and heavy tourism risk overshadowing the area's historical character and unique architecture. Bolivia. Plurinational State of City of Potosí 2014. Explore the city of Potosí, once one of the world's wealthiest cities thanks to its silver mines. The city's preserved colonial buildings, grand churches, and bustling markets show its former glory. Potosí was once a major economic hub, but today it struggles with economic problems, environmental damage from old mining, and deteriorating infrastructure. These issues make life difficult for its residents and challenge efforts to preserve its historical and cultural heritage. Central African Republic. Manovo-Gounda St. Floris National Park, 1997. Visit the vast Manovo-Gounda St. Floris National Park, known for its rich wildlife, including elephants and various antelope species. The park is an important refuge for many endangered animals and offers stunning natural beauty. However, it faces serious threats from poaching, conflicts, and human activities, which disturb its ecological balance. Protecting the park's wildlife and natural environment is crucial for its future. Côte d'Ivoire. Mount Nimba Strict Nature Reserve, 1992. Explore Mount Nimba, a mountain range with unique plants and animals found only here. The reserve's diverse landscapes, from grasslands to dense forests, are vital for many rare species. Despite its importance, Mount Nimba faces threats from illegal mining, deforestation, and regional instability. These dangers put its rich ecosystems at risk, making effective conservation efforts essential to preserve this important natural area. Democratic Republic of the Congo. Garamba National Park, 1996. Garamba National Park, in northeastern Congo, is known for its beautiful landscapes and diverse wildlife, including elephants, giraffes, and hippos. The park has different habitats, from savannas to wetlands, supporting many species. However, it faces major threats from poaching, illegal fishing, and local conflicts, which have harmed its wildlife and habitats. Strong conservation actions are needed to protect the park and its rich biodiversity. Kahuzi-Biega National Park, 1997. Kahuzi-Biega National Park is famous for its dense rainforests and as a home for the endangered eastern lowland gorilla. The park's varied habitats, from lowland to mountain forests, support a wide range of plants and animals. Yet it faces increasing dangers from poaching, deforestation, and regional instability. These threats put the park's ecosystems and wildlife under pressure, highlighting the need for immediate action to protect its unique natural environment. Okapi Wildlife Reserve, 1997. The Okapi Wildlife Reserve in northeastern Congo is known for its diverse plants and animals, including the rare Okapi. The reserve's lush forests and varied landscapes are crucial for many species. However, it faces serious threats from illegal mining, poaching, and armed conflicts, which disrupt its delicate balance and endanger its wildlife. Effective conservation efforts are necessary to preserve this special natural area and its unique species. Virunga National Park, 1994. Virunga National Park, Africa's oldest national park, is famous for its dramatic landscapes, including volcanoes, savannas, and rich wildlife, such as the endangered mountain gorilla. The park supports a variety of ecosystems and species. However, it faces critical threats from conflicts, poaching, and illegal mining, which have damaged its habitats and wildlife. Strong protection and conservation efforts are essential to maintain the park's ecological health and preserve its unique species and environments. Egypt. Abu Mena, 2001. Abu Mena is an ancient Christian pilgrimage site near Alexandria, known for its well-preserved ruins like churches, baths, and a large basilica. It was an important center for Christian worship in the early Byzantine period. However, Abu Mena is facing serious problems due to rising groundwater levels that are damaging the ruins. The lack of proper drainage and conservation efforts makes the situation worse. To save this important historical site, immediate restoration and protection efforts are needed. Djenné, Mount Nimba Strict Nature Reserve, 1992. Mount Nimba Strict Nature Reserve is a special place with a wide variety of plants and animals, including the rare Nimba otter shrew. It features both mountainous and lowland ecosystems, making it unique. However, the reserve is under threat from mining, deforestation, and political instability in the region. These issues endanger the delicate ecological balance and the habitat of its rare species. Strong conservation actions are crucial to protect the reserve's unique biodiversity. Honduras. Rio Plátano Biosphere Reserve 2011. The Rio Plátano Biosphere Reserve is a lush and ecologically rich area in northeastern Honduras, famous for its diverse wildlife and pristine rainforests. It provides a habitat for many endangered species, including jaguars and howler monkeys. Sadly, the reserve is threatened by deforestation, illegal logging, and the expansion of agriculture. These activities are harming its biodiversity and disrupting its ecological balance. Effective protection and sustainable management are essential to preserve this important ecosystem. Indonesia. Tropical Rainforest Heritage of Sumatra 2011. The Tropical Rainforest Heritage of Sumatra includes 3 large national parks with rich biodiversity, home to endangered species like the Sumatran orangutan. These rainforests are crucial for many plants and animals and play a key role in regulating the global climate. However, the site faces severe threats from deforestation, illegal logging, and clearing land for palm oil plantations. These activities are causing habitat loss and ecological disruption. Immediate conservation efforts are needed to protect this irreplaceable natural heritage. Iraq. Ashur, Qal'at Shirkat 2003. Ashur, also known as Qal'at, is an ancient Assyrian city with valuable archaeological and historical significance, featuring well-preserved temples and palaces. The site offers important insights into the achievements of the Assyrian Empire. However, Ashur is in danger due to ongoing conflicts, looting, and war damage. These threats have caused significant harm to the ruins. Urgent restoration and protection are needed to preserve this important historical site. Hatra, 2015. Hatra is an ancient city known for its unique mix of Greco-Parthian architecture and impressive ruins, including temples and defensive walls. The site reflects the rich cultural interactions in the region. Unfortunately, Hatra is endangered by conflicts, vandalism, and regional instability, which have caused substantial damage. To protect Hatra's historical and cultural heritage, immediate conservation efforts are essential. Samarra Archaeological City, 2007. Samarra Archaeological City is famous for its extensive Islamic architecture from the Abbasid period, including the Great Mosque and distinctive spiraled minarets. The city showcases a significant era in Islamic history with its well-preserved buildings and urban design. However, it faces threats from conflict, looting, and poor conservation efforts that have damaged its heritage. Protecting and restoring this site is crucial to maintaining its cultural and architectural significance. Jerusalem, site proposed by Jordan. Old City of Jerusalem and its walls, 1982. The Old City of Jerusalem is a site of immense religious importance for Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. It features historic landmarks like the Western Wall, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, and the Dome of the Rock, all within its ancient walls. This UNESCO site faces several challenges, including political tensions, pressures from urban development, and ongoing conflicts that affect its preservation. To protect the old city's historical and cultural value, sensitive management and international cooperation are essential to address these complex issues and ensure its preservation for future generations. Kenya. Lake Turkana National Parks, 2018. Lake Turkana National Parks cover the world's largest desert lake and its surrounding landscapes, known for their unique geological features and rich biodiversity. The parks are home to species like crocodiles and migratory birds. However, they face threats from climate change, upstream dam projects, and unsustainable land use practices that impact the lake's water levels and ecosystem. To protect this distinctive natural environment and its wildlife, strong conservation efforts are crucial to address these challenges and preserve the park's unique features. Lebanon. Rachid Karami International Fair, Tripoli 2023. The Rachid Karami International Fair in Tripoli is a modern architectural landmark designed by Le Corbusier, known for its innovative design and cultural significance. The site features unique buildings and open spaces that reflect mid-20th century architectural trends. However, it faces threats from urban neglect, environmental degradation, and lack of maintenance. To preserve this architectural gem and its historical and artistic value, dedicated restoration and conservation efforts are needed to address these issues and maintain the site's importance. Libya. Archaeological Site of Cyrene 2016. Cyrene, an ancient Greek city located in modern-day Libya, is famous for its well-preserved ruins, including temples, theaters, and a large necropolis. The site provides valuable insights into classical architecture and urban planning. However, Cyrene is endangered by ongoing conflict, looting, and environmental factors that have damaged its structures. To protect this important archaeological heritage, urgent conservation efforts are needed to address these threats and preserve its historical significance. Archaeological Site of Leptis Magna 2016. Leptis Magna is a remarkably well-preserved Roman city in Libya, known for its grand structures such as the amphitheater, basilica, and triumphal arches. The site showcases the architectural and urban planning achievements of the Roman Empire. Despite its significance, Leptis Magna faces threats from political instability, looting, and environmental conditions that impact its preservation. Effective conservation measures are essential to safeguard this ancient city's cultural heritage and ensure its continued protection. Archaeological site of Sabratha 2016. Sabratha is an ancient Roman city with impressive ruins, including a well-preserved theater and temples. The site highlights the brilliance of Roman architecture and urban design. However, Sabratha is endangered by ongoing political instability, vandalism, and insufficient conservation efforts that have caused damage. To protect Sabratha and its historical and architectural significance, focused restoration and preservation work is required to address these threats and maintain its cultural heritage. Old Town of Ghadamès 2016. Ghadamès, known as the White Pearl of the Desert, is an ancient oasis town with distinctive mud brick architecture and a complex layout. The site reflects traditional Berber urban planning and architecture. Ghadamès faces threats from climate change, urban development, and lack of maintenance, which jeopardize its preservation. To protect Ghadamès' unique historical and architectural heritage, conservation efforts are crucial to address these challenges and preserve its cultural significance. Rock Art Sites of Tadort Akakis 2016. The rock art sites of Tadort Akakis feature prehistoric rock engravings and paintings in the Libyan desert, showing early human life and wildlife. The site provides valuable insights into ancient cultures and their relationship with the environment. However, it is endangered by climate change, erosion, and human activity that threaten the preservation of its rock art. Protecting these ancient artworks requires dedicated conservation efforts to prevent further deterioration and ensure their continued preservation. Madagascar. Rainforests of the Atsinanana 2010. The rainforests of the Atsinanana include several protected areas on Madagascar, home to unique species like lemurs and rare plants. These rainforests are crucial for biodiversity conservation and climate regulation. However, they face significant threats from deforestation, illegal logging, and agricultural expansion. These pressures lead to habitat loss and endanger the region's exceptional biodiversity. To preserve these irreplaceable ecosystems, effective conservation strategies are vital to addressing these challenges and protecting the rainforest's unique wildlife and plant life. Mali. Old Towns of Djenné 2016. The Old Towns of Djenné are famous for their impressive mud brick buildings, including the Great Mosque, a stunning example of Sudano-Sahelian architecture. Djenné has been an important center of Islamic culture and trade for centuries. However, the city is threatened by desertification, erosion, and a lack of proper maintenance, which are damaging its historical structures. To preserve Djenné's unique architectural and cultural heritage, it is crucial to implement effective conservation and sustainable management practices. Timbuktu 2012. Timbuktu is renowned for its historic mosques, ancient manuscripts, and rich cultural heritage, once being a major center of Islamic learning and trade. Key landmarks include the Sankor Mosque and the University of Timbuktu. Unfortunately, Timbuktu faces serious threats from desertification, political instability, and ongoing conflicts, which jeopardize its preservation. Urgent conservation efforts are necessary to protect this historical treasure and ensure the survival of its cultural and architectural legacy. Tomb of Askia 2012. The Tomb of Askia, built in the 15th century, is an impressive example of Sahelian architecture and serves as the burial place of a notable ruler of the Songhai Empire. The site highlights the architectural and historical achievements of the region. However, it is at risk from environmental factors like erosion and desertification, which affect its preservation. Conservation efforts are needed to maintain the tomb's structural integrity and historical significance. Mexico. Islands and Protected Areas of the Gulf of California 2019. The islands and protected areas of the Gulf of California are known for their rich marine biodiversity, including rare species like the vaquita and sea lions. The region features a mix of marine and terrestrial ecosystems. However, it faces threats from overfishing, pollution, and climate change, which impact its delicate marine environments. To protect this vital marine area and its diverse wildlife, strong conservation measures are crucial. Micronesia, Federated States of Nan-Madol, Ceremonial Center of Eastern Micronesia 2016. Nan-Madol is an ancient ceremonial city built on a lagoon in Micronesia, known for its impressive stone structures and complex canal system. It represents a significant cultural and architectural achievement of the ancient Saudeleur dynasty. Nan-Madol is endangered by environmental erosion, rising sea levels, and insufficient conservation efforts. To safeguard Nan-Madol's historical and cultural significance, focused preservation and adaptation strategies are needed. Niger, Air and Tanare Natural Reserves, 1992. The Air and Tanare Natural Reserves are vast desert landscapes in Niger, known for their striking geological formations and unique desert-adapted flora and fauna. These reserves are crucial for biodiversity conservation in arid environments. They are threatened by desertification, poaching, and the impacts of climate change. Effective management and conservation strategies are essential to protect this fragile desert ecosystem and its diverse species. Panama. Fortifications on the Caribbean side of Panama. Portobelo-San Lorenzo 2012. The fortifications of Portobelo and San Lorenzo are historic military structures built to defend Panama's colonial port cities from pirate attacks. They include well-preserved fortresses and defensive walls. The site is threatened by coastal erosion, urban development, and inadequate maintenance. To preserve these historical fortifications and their cultural significance, conservation efforts are needed to address these threats and protect the site's historical value. Peru. Chan Chan Archaeological Zone, 1986. Chan Chan is the largest ancient city in South America, built by the Chimu civilization. It features impressive adobe buildings, including palaces, temples, and ceremonial structures. The city is known for its advanced urban planning. However, Chan Chan faces threats from erosion, climate change, and inadequate conservation efforts. To protect this important site, focused restoration and preservation are needed to maintain its historical and architectural value. Romania. Rosia Montana Mining Landscape 2021. Rosia Montana is an ancient mining area in Romania, famous for its Roman and medieval mining operations. The landscape includes old mining infrastructure and historical artifacts. It is threatened by planned open-pit gold mining, which could cause significant environmental and archaeological damage. Conservation efforts are crucial to protect this important cultural and historical landscape from being harmed by industrial activities. Serbia. Medieval monuments in Kosovo, 2006. The medieval monuments in Kosovo include several important Serbian Orthodox churches and monasteries, like Visoki Dekani and Grekanica Monastery. These sites are celebrated for their medieval art and architecture. They face threats from regional conflicts, vandalism, and lack of proper protection. To preserve these significant religious and cultural monuments, international cooperation and conservation efforts are needed. Solomon Islands. East Rennell, 2013. East Rennell is the world's largest raised coral atoll, known for its unique ecosystems and rich biodiversity. It features extensive forests, freshwater lakes, and rare species. However, it is at risk from logging, invasive species, and climate change. Comprehensive conservation strategies are essential to protect East Rennell's ecological balance and natural beauty. State of Palestine. Hebron Al-Khalil Old Town 2017. The Old Town of Hebron/Al-Khalil is a historic area with significant religious and cultural heritage, including the Cave of the Patriarchs. The site showcases a rich history of religious importance and traditional architecture. It faces threats from political tensions, settlement expansion, and inadequate preservation efforts. Conservation and protection are essential to safeguard this culturally and historically important site. Palestine, land of olives and vines, cultural landscape of southern Jerusalem. Badr 2014. The cultural landscape of Badr is known for its traditional terraced farming and ancient irrigation systems that have been used for centuries. It represents a harmonious relationship between humans and the environment. However, it is threatened by development pressures, political conflicts, and changes in land use. Protecting Badr's agricultural heritage and landscape requires dedicated conservation efforts. St. Hilarion Monastery, Tel Amr 2024. St. Hilarion Monastery is an ancient Christian site with important historical and architectural value, including well-preserved church ruins and monastic buildings. It represents a significant period in Christian monastic history. The site is at risk from neglect, environmental degradation, and regional conflicts. Urgent preservation and restoration efforts are needed to protect this valuable historical site. Syrian Arab Republic, Ancient City of Aleppo 2013. The ancient city of Aleppo is one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities, known for its historic architecture like the Citadel of Aleppo and ancient souks. It reflects a mix of different cultures and historical periods. Sadly, ongoing conflict, destruction, and looting have severely damaged its heritage. Extensive restoration and protection efforts are essential to preserve this important cultural landmark. Ancient City of Bosra 2013. Bosra is an ancient city with well-preserved Roman ruins, including a large theater and city walls. It offers insights into Roman urban planning and architecture. The site is threatened by conflict, vandalism, and insufficient conservation efforts. Protecting Bosra requires dedicated conservation work to maintain its historical and architectural integrity. Ancient City of Damascus 2013. The ancient city of Damascus is one of the world's oldest cities, known for its historic mosques, souks, and traditional architecture. It represents a rich cultural and architectural heritage from various periods. The site faces threats from ongoing conflict, destruction, and inadequate preservation measures. Efforts to protect and restore Damascus are crucial for preserving its historical and cultural significance. Ancient Villages of Northern Syria 2013. The ancient villages of northern Syria are notable for their traditional stone architecture and historical importance. They reflect ancient urban planning and cultural practices. The villages are endangered by conflict, looting, and damage from regional instability. Focused conservation efforts are needed to preserve their historical and cultural heritage. Crac des Chevaliers and Qal'at Salah el-Din 2013. Crac des Chevaliers and Qal'at Salah el-Din are impressive medieval castles from the Crusader period, known for their architectural grandeur and strategic importance. Both sites face threats from ongoing conflict, damage, and insufficient maintenance. Conservation and protection measures are essential to preserve these historical fortresses. Site of Palmyra 2013. Palmyra is renowned for its ancient ruins and monumental architecture, including temples, arches, and colonnades. The site reflects the splendor of an ancient desert city. Palmyra has suffered significant damage from conflict, vandalism, and destruction. Urgent restoration and protection efforts are needed to preserve this invaluable cultural heritage and maintain our understanding of ancient civilizations. Ukraine, Kyiv, Saint-Sophia Cathedral, and related monastic buildings. Kyiv-Pechersk, Lavra 2023. Kyiv's Saint-Sophia Cathedral and the Kyiv-Pechersk Lavra are iconic sites with deep religious and historical importance. Saint-Sophia Cathedral, renowned for its stunning mosaics and frescoes, was originally built in the 11th century and remains a symbol of the Byzantine influence in Eastern Europe. The Kyiv-Pechersk Lavra, or Monastery of the Caves, is a vast monastic complex with ancient cave systems used by monks and numerous historical buildings, including bell towers and churches. Both sites are significant for their architectural beauty and historical role in the development of Eastern Orthodox Christianity. However, they face several challenges, including threats from urban development, which encroaches on their surroundings, political instability that disrupts preservation efforts, and environmental factors like pollution and climate change. The preservation of these landmarks requires careful and sustained conservation efforts, including protecting the sites from further environmental damage, ensuring that urban development is managed in a way that respects the historical context, and fostering international cooperation to maintain their historical and architectural value. Lviv, the Ensemble of the Historic Center 2023. Lviv's Historic Center is celebrated for its rich architectural heritage, showcasing a blend of medieval, Renaissance, and Baroque styles. The city's ensemble of buildings, including ornate churches, grand townhouses, and public squares, reflects its vibrant cultural and historical legacy. Lviv has been a crossroads of various cultures and influences, which is evident in its diverse architectural styles and historical landmarks. The historic center faces several threats, including rapid urban development that risks altering or demolishing significant structures, political instability that impacts local governance and preservation efforts, and inadequate measures to protect and maintain the historic buildings. To preserve Lviv's unique architectural and cultural legacy, comprehensive conservation strategies are needed. This includes implementing strict urban planning regulations to prevent detrimental changes, increasing public awareness and engagement in preservation efforts, and seeking international support to ensure that the city's historical value is recognized and protected. The Historic Center of Odessa 2023. Odessa's Historic Center is renowned for its architectural diversity, including grand buildings and cultural institutions that span various historical periods and architectural styles. Key landmarks include the impressive Opera House, historic commercial buildings, and vibrant public spaces that reflect the city's cultural and economic significance. Odessa has played a crucial role in trade and cultural exchange, which is mirrored in its eclectic architectural heritage. The city's historic center faces significant challenges from urban development pressures that threaten to overshadow or destroy historic sites, political instability that can disrupt preservation efforts, and a lack of adequate conservation measures. To protect and preserve Odessa's historic center, dedicated efforts are essential. This involves implementing effective conservation policies, enhancing maintenance of historical buildings, and ensuring that development projects are carefully managed to avoid compromising the city's historical and cultural integrity. United Republic of Tanzania. Selous Game Reserve 2014. Selous Game Reserve is one of Africa's largest protected areas, encompassing a wide range of habitats including savannas, woodlands, and wetlands. The reserve is known for its rich biodiversity, housing large populations of elephants, lions, hippos, and numerous bird species. Its varied landscapes provide essential habitats for many species, making it a critical area for conservation. However, Selous faces significant threats from poaching, which targets high-value species such as elephants for their ivory, illegal hunting that disrupts wildlife populations, and habitat loss due to agriculture and development. Climate change also poses a threat, affecting the reserve's water sources and overall ecosystem balance. Effective conservation strategies are crucial to protect Selous' ecological integrity and its diverse wildlife. This includes strengthening anti-poaching measures, promoting sustainable land use practices, and enhancing community involvement in conservation efforts to ensure the long-term protection of this unique natural area. United States of America. Everglades National Park 2010. Everglades National Park is a unique wetland ecosystem located in Florida, known for its diverse wildlife and complex water management systems. The park is home to a variety of species, including the American alligator, wading birds, and numerous fish species, and plays a critical role in regional water management and biodiversity conservation. The Everglades face several challenges, including water management issues caused by upstream development that alters water flow patterns, climate change which leads to rising sea levels, and changing weather patterns, and invasive species that disrupt the natural balance of the ecosystem. Comprehensive conservation efforts are necessary to address these threats. This includes improving water management practices to restore natural water flows, addressing the impacts of climate change through adaptive strategies, and controlling invasive species to protect native wildlife. Ensuring the Everglades' ecological balance and natural beauty requires ongoing commitment and collaboration among government agencies, conservation organizations, and local communities. Uzbekistan Historic Center of Shahrizyabz, 2016. The Historic Center of Shahrizyabz is an ancient city with significant historical and architectural value, featuring notable remnants such as Timur's Palace and other structures from the Timurid Empire. The site reflects the grandeur of the Timurid period with its impressive architecture and urban planning. Shahrizyabz has been a key center of historical and cultural development, and its preservation is vital for understanding the achievements of this era. The site is at risk due to several factors, including environmental conditions that contribute to erosion and structural damage, urban development that threatens historical sites, and insufficient conservation efforts. To protect Shahrizyabz's historical and architectural heritage, dedicated restoration and preservation work is necessary. This involves addressing environmental threats through targeted conservation measures, implementing strict regulations to manage urban development, and securing support for ongoing preservation efforts to ensure the site's historical value is maintained for future generations. Venezuela, Bolivarian Republic. Coro and its port, 2005. Coro and its port are renowned for their well-preserved colonial architecture and historical importance as a major trading port in Venezuela. The site features a blend of Spanish colonial and local architectural styles, showcasing the city's role in regional trade and cultural exchange. Coro has been recognized for its historical significance and architectural beauty, but it faces several threats. Urban development pressures risk altering or demolishing historic buildings, while environmental degradation impacts the preservation of the site. Additionally, insufficient maintenance and conservation efforts further jeopardize the integrity of Coro's historical and architectural heritage. To safeguard Coro's unique legacy, comprehensive conservation measures are needed. This includes implementing effective urban planning regulations to protect historic structures, addressing environmental challenges through targeted strategies, and increasing maintenance and preservation efforts to ensure the city's historical value is preserved. Yemen. Historic Town of Zavid, 2000. The historic town of Zavid is an ancient urban center with traditional Yemeni architecture and a rich cultural history. The site reflects the city's significance in trade and cultural exchange, with well-preserved mud brick buildings and historical landmarks. Zavid faces several threats, including ongoing conflict that disrupts preservation efforts, urban expansion that encroaches on historic areas, and environmental conditions that contribute to the deterioration of structures. Protecting Zavid requires dedicated conservation efforts to maintain its historical and cultural value. This involves addressing the impacts of conflict through stabilization measures, managing urban development to protect historic areas, and implementing conservation strategies to preserve the city's unique architectural heritage. Landmarks of the Ancient Kingdom of Saba, Marib 2023. The landmarks of the Ancient Kingdom of Saba include significant archaeological remains such as temples and inscriptions from one of the Arabian Peninsula's ancient civilizations. The site reflects the rich cultural and historical heritage of the Sabaean Kingdom, providing insights into the ancient civilization's achievements. The site is endangered by regional conflicts, which disrupt preservation efforts, looting that damages archaeological remains, and environmental factors that impact the site's condition. To preserve the landmarks of the Ancient Kingdom of Saba, comprehensive conservation and protection measures are essential. This includes addressing the impacts of conflict through stabilization and security measures, preventing looting through increased surveillance and protection, and implementing strategies to mitigate environmental impacts and preserve the site's historical significance. Old City of Sanad, 2015. The old city of Sana is renowned for its distinctive Yemeni architecture, characterized by ornate mosques and ancient mud brick buildings. The city represents a rich cultural and historical legacy, with its unique architectural style and historical significance. However, Sana faces several threats, including conflict that disrupts preservation efforts, neglect that leads to deterioration, and environmental conditions that impact the preservation of its structures. To protect the old city of Sana, urgent conservation efforts are required. This includes addressing the impacts of conflict through stabilization and protection measures, increasing maintenance to prevent deterioration, and implementing strategies to preserve the city's architectural and cultural heritage for future generations. Old Walled City of Shibam, 2015. The Old Walled City of Shibam is famous for its towering mud brick skyscrapers and traditional Yemeni urban planning. Often referred to as the Manhattan of the desert, Shibam's unique architecture is a significant part of its cultural heritage. The city faces threats from climate change, which leads to erosion and damage, and political instability that disrupts conservation efforts. To preserve Shibam's architectural and cultural heritage, effective conservation measures are crucial. This includes addressing climate change impacts through targeted strategies, managing erosion through engineering solutions, and ensuring political stability to support ongoing preservation efforts. That concludes our exploration of endangered UNESCO World Heritage Sites. These extraordinary places are facing various threats that endanger their preservation for future generations. As travelers and global citizens, we have a vital role to play in their protection. Here are 10 impactful ways you can help protect and preserve these invaluable sites. 1. Educate yourself and others. Understanding the rich history, cultural significance, and current threats facing UNESCO World Heritage Sites is crucial. Dive deep into research about these sites through books, documentaries, and reputable online sources. By educating yourself, you become more aware of the challenges these sites face and can share this knowledge with others. Discussing these topics with friends, family, and fellow travelers can help raise awareness and foster a greater appreciation for these treasures. The more people understand the importance of preserving these sites, the more likely they are to take action to protect them. 2. Choose responsible tourism. When planning your travels, opt for eco-friendly tours and activities that prioritize conservation and respect for local cultures. Responsible tourism involves selecting operators who adhere to sustainable practices, such as minimizing waste, conserving resources, and supporting local communities. Look for certifications or endorsements from reputable organizations that emphasize environmental and cultural stewardship. By choosing such options, you help ensure that tourism benefits both the environment and the local people, while also minimizing your own impact on the sites you visit. 3. Support local conservation projects. Many local organizations and initiatives are dedicated to the protection and preservation of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Contributing to these projects, whether through donations or volunteering, can make a tangible difference. Your support can help fund essential conservation work, such as restoration efforts, research, and community outreach programs. Volunteering your time can also provide hands-on assistance and raise awareness about the importance of protecting these sites. Engaging with these projects allows you to play an active role in their preservation. 4. Follow site guidelines. Every UNESCO World Heritage Site has specific rules and regulations designed to protect its integrity. These guidelines may include staying on designated paths, avoiding physical contact with structures, and refraining from disturbing wildlife. Following these rules helps prevent damage to the site and ensures a respectful and responsible visit. By adhering to these guidelines, you contribute to the ongoing preservation of the site and set an example for other visitors. 5. Practice Leave No Trace. Adopting the Leave No Trace principle is essential when visiting sensitive sites. This means taking all your trash with you and avoiding the use of products that could harm the environment. Ensure that your visit does not leave any lasting impact on the site's natural or cultural features. By practicing leave no trace, you help preserve the site's beauty and integrity for future visitors and maintain its ecological balance. 6. Advocate for preservation. Advocacy is a powerful tool for promoting the protection of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Support policies and initiatives that aim to safeguard these sites by contacting local representatives, participating in conservation campaigns, and raising public awareness. Use your voice to highlight the importance of preserving these cultural and natural wonders. Advocacy efforts can influence policy decisions and mobilize resources for conservation, making a significant impact on the protection of these sites. 7. Engage with local communities. Positive engagement with local communities enhances conservation efforts and supports sustainable tourism. When visiting these sites, make an effort to interact with residents and support businesses that benefit from tourism. Practicing and promoting sustainable practices within these communities can help them become more involved in conservation efforts. By fostering strong relationships with locals, you contribute to the preservation of their cultural heritage and support their economic well-being. 8. Document and share. Use your platform, whether it's social media, a blog, or videos, to document and share the beauty and significance of endangered UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Positive exposure can increase public interest and support for their protection. By highlighting these sites and their stories, you can inspire others to value and contribute to their preservation. Effective storytelling and visuals can raise awareness and encourage more people to get involved in conservation efforts. 9. Travel responsibly. Responsible travel involves minimizing your environmental impact through eco-friendly practices. Use public transportation, bike, or walk whenever possible to reduce your carbon footprint. During your travels, be mindful of your energy consumption and waste production. By adopting these practices, you help mitigate the effects of tourism on the environment and contribute to the long-term preservation of the sites you visit. Responsible travel helps ensure that these sites remain intact and accessible for future generations. 10. Stay informed. Keeping up to date with the latest news and developments related to endangered UNESCO World Heritage Sites is crucial. Stay informed about conservation efforts, threats, and successes through news outlets, conservation organizations, and official UNESCO updates. Continued awareness and involvement are key to supporting ongoing preservation efforts and adapting to new challenges. By staying informed, you can remain engaged in efforts to protect these sites and contribute to their preservation. By integrating these practices into your travels, you can contribute to the protection and preservation of some of the world's most precious cultural and natural treasures. Your actions can make a difference, ensuring these sites remain for future generations to experience and appreciate. Have you had the chance to visit any of these endangered UNESCO World Heritage Sites? We'd love to hear about your experiences. Share your stories, tips, and recommendations for visiting these incredible destinations in the comments below. We're also interested in any efforts you've made to help preserve these precious sites. If you love discovering new places, please click the like button and subscribe for more travel adventures.